They want me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing, nah, I remain the same.
Yo, some days, man, I just be so lit before the show. But anyway, you are now tuned in to another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you in concert with a beautiful machine magazine and the mighty, mighty, mighty Nerd DJs Radio Network. You already know this is Jobs. And today's guest, Isaac Gordon, will be just a titch late. We on CP time as always, but I got a couple questions for you. Okay, so that's my thing. I'll be thinking of just out the box questions. Don't ask me what. Well, because I interview people every week, and I don't necessarily like asking the same questions that everybody else asks. Although that's kind of to an extent unavoidable. You want to make sure that the person's able to tell their story, but you also want to build a dialogue that's unique. At least that's what I like to do. Anyway, that being said, I have a few questions. I put out a video actually a few minutes ago. It's on Instagram, and I will put it up on YouTube. I think I had like 5 questions, but I'll repeat those questions, and I wrote a couple more just because I'm bored. Fuck it. Okay. Who wins in a fight, a flea or a bed bug? I would assume the flea, because it can fly, but a flea doesn't seem like it has any actual fight to it. It's just more of an irritant. And a bed bug be fucking you up. So I'm thinking that the bed bug actually got hands. It's just not as mobile. So I don't know. Your flea would probably, try to swoop in, get a couple licks in and dip. But if the bed bug actually catches the flea, and I have no clue why I asked this question, but that popped into my head. What is the least important part of your body? I would say the pinky toenail. Abso-fucking-lutely irrelevant. They're all ugly. I don't really even see the point of the toe in general, but that's just me. But if I got to pick the least important part of my body, absolutely the pinky toenail. Okay, you can love one person forever, or you could be the most attractive person on the planet, but you can't do both. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm absolutely going to pick love. And I just don't even see really being the most attractive person on the planet, but you can't love somebody. It just is horrible. Like, what's the point? That's the extremeness of egomaniacal. Oh, and this is one I asked for the women and the women alone. If a man gave you $5,000 or 5,000 roses, which would be more impressive? You could save the life of a squirrel or an elephant. Which would you choose and why? I just hate squirrels for absolutely no reason. There's nothing a squirrel has done to me. They just kind of creep me out because they're everywhere. Elephants, I've only seen on TV. They look very majestic. They look powerful. So personally, I'm saving the elephant just on that GP. Okay, let's see. What is love to you? Me personally, I think love, and there's different love. When you say love, do you mean romantic love or how you love your children or your moms? There's a difference. But romantically, when you can have a conversation without saying a word and it makes you feel better, that's love. When something happens to you and you instantly, something big, and you instantly think of the same person that you want to talk to first, that's love. It's hard to, it's a really difficult definition. And I just don't know if I have the capacity to emote that correctly. And I know somebody way smarter than myself will see this, and hopefully they will weigh in on what love is. Would you trade your child for someone else's? I absolutely would not. But I'm curious, for those few people out there that would, why would you do that? Do you believe in unconditional love? I absolutely disagree with the whole concept. I believe that all love, regardless of the recipient, is conditional. I have seen parents stop talking to their children because their children crossed the boundary that was just so disrespectful, and vice versa. So, with that being said, I think yeah, there's no such thing as unconditional love. The conditions just changed based on the proximity of the person to your heart. And I'm just waiting on Isaac. So, Jesus Christ, I think I've asked about 15 or 20 questions. Cheers to you. I remember a long time ago when I first started podcasting, it really wasn't podcasting. And that's where I got the radio from. I never really thought about it as podcasting, but I was on Blog Talk Radio. And the first show I did was with Amber and Queen. I'm still friends with them on Facebook. And Amber, she's still way younger than me, but she was going off to school, and she let us know from the jump, I can only do this a couple of months. Once school jumps off, that's a priority for me, and I'm gonna have to dip. But she was very, very, very good at it. Like Queen was phenomenal too. Queen had things going on in life. But the first show, man, oh my God, I can't remember the brother's name. It's an older gentleman, and that's saying a lot coming from me. But it was an older gentleman, and he was such a dynamic storyteller that our audience, and we had a nice size audience, especially for it being the first show ever. And it was My Skin Is My Sin at the time. But man, this cat's life was movie worthy. Like he was the first brother to be a Pinkerton detective. He was the first brother to actually guard the president personally, and that was John F. Kennedy. And he had some amazing stories surrounding him being a Secret Service agent, and the shit talking that his white counterparts did openly about the president. They were very disrespectful, not only in their verbiage, but they were disrespectful in actually monitoring or watching, securing the president. It was just, yo, oh, and I cannot, oh, and I have to look it up. I cannot remember the brother's name, but yo, I'll never forget the show. The worst show I've done, and I've said this repeatedly, was absolutely Chuck D. The circumstances around it, I was not given much time, which is Chuck D. I should have been ready at all times for Chuck D. But his people called me and was like, "You got a half an hour, bro." And I was so enamored with it being Chuck D that I was nervous. And I'll stop rambling because the guest of the millennium has just tapped into the building. We got the best booking agent since Moses, Isaac Gordon, in the building.
How are you?
I'm all right, bro. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Apologies for the lateness. Just a crazy afternoon on a Thursday.
Yeah, I was just asking I be asking random ass questions.
I like it.
I don't know if you caught this. Who do you think wins in a fight? A flea or a bed bug?
I don't follow fights, so I have no idea.
Yo, that's a hell of an answer, man. How you doing?
Sorry. Mike Tyson.
No, a flea, like a flea.
Oh, I thought you was telling me boxers.
No, a flea or a bed bug. A
flea oh man, God, they both are terrible. I would say probably a bed bug because they're like more durable. They can last a lot longer. It's easier to get rid of fleas than it is to get rid of bed bugs.
Yeah, fleas just seem like bitches. Like they just can't. They just do, bro. I'm sorry. They just bed bugs seem kind of like bullies,
right?
They ain't that fast. They can't fly, but they catch your ass. They putting their hands on you or paws.
Yeah,
or
they're really tiny. They can live for a long time without even biting and all of that. Yeah, they're scary creatures there.
I'm sorry, Rita. I know I'm off the rails. Yo, how you been though, man? How's your family?
I'm good. Family is good. Really, just been working and been so busy. Time has been flying by. It's kind of hard to sit down and really say how I feel or what's been going on, other than just the normal day to day. But overall, doing well.
So business is good then.
Yeah, I would say so. Right, we continue to grow, and so that's all you can ask for, and we're still alive. So.
Okay, for the people that are uninitiated out there, what business are you in?
So I own a talent agency called Breakpoint Booking. We're based out of Beverly Hills, but our company is fully remote. We have agents all over the country, and we even have agents overseas now. Pretty much all the major markets covered. Our overseas agents are in Germany and Singapore. We're starting to branch and book more over there, and then in the UK and in Australia and things like that. So, but I would say that a majority of our business is still in North America, and we represent everything from musicians to comedians to public speakers. We also do brand partnerships. And the goal is to continue to grow and to kind of be a force to reckon with in Hollywood. We're a minority member of NITO, which is the National Independent Talent Organization. I believe we're one of very few. So I just kind of want to be a disruptor, get up in there and maybe get into film, TV, commercial, print, sports, all of that. But for right now, we're a music, comedy, and speaking and brand deals and just really growing. So.
Yo, but the circle of brothers in this industry has got to be small.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things that I realized when I first became a talent agent. I went to a couple conferences. I remember my first conference was at APAP in New York City. And I swear I was like, it was maybe me and one other person of color in that entire building, in that entire conference. So it kind of woke me up to think about what's really going on and how we can help get more people to this side. Because, we always jump at the opportunity to be the artist or to, to be the person playing the sport. But what about the people that are negotiating the deals and running the businesses behind all of that? And that's where I think that we need to kind of step into the limelight a little bit more.
Who would you say would be somebody that you look up to getting into the business?
Oh man, so many different people. Probably David Geffen. I knew a lot about him when I was younger. Kind of one of the people I researched. being that he was a gay entrepreneur and music business person during a time when that was kind of very taboo. And, for me, it was kind of like trying to verify if this is a career I should go into, being who I was. And so learned a lot just kind of watching him and documentaries on him and reading about him. Outside of that, it's kind of hard to say. Just, you don't know a lot of music business people outside of, Death Row or Puffy.
Yeah, just saying Puffy name right now is a part.
So, it's kind of hard to say what really inspired me, but I would say, a mixture of a lot of different things,
So does somebody come to you, or do you just like hit the comedy clubs or like the local bars to check out talent, and you approach somebody?
Both. So we're always looking for talent. We're always scouting when we go out, whether it is at a comedy club or maybe it's at a music event. But we also get a ton of demos. We also have people introducing us in certain aspects. So it really comes from all different angles. And I think it should. You want to keep all avenues open.
What's the first thing? What's the most important part of the talent?
Their drive and having them really understand who they want to be and understanding what it takes. Because everybody wants to be the biggest star in the world, but not everybody wants to get up at 4 a.m. to make a 5 a.m. radio interview. So it's you got to understand, like, all right, what's your motive? What is your desire? What is the fire burning within you? And are you going to be able to go over all these humps? Are you able to perform at a show where it only sold 20 or 30 people and still get up there and do a good show? It's really about that for us. The talent, there's so many talented people on this earth. It's really just about finding the right fit in terms of, their work ethic.
What's an absolute no?
An absolute no from what a potential client or just
either?
An absolute no for a potential client, I guess, would just be somebody who has really unrealistic expectations. I think that's part of it. If you're a baby act, what I call somebody who is still trying to make a name for themselves, maybe you are pulling, 40 or 50, maybe even 75 people in your home market. So if it's Detroit, you make it, you bring it out, you sell it 75 tickets every time you do a show. But then you come to an agent and you say, well, I'm going to need $5,000 or $10,000 a show for me to leave anywhere outside of Detroit.
Gotcha.
And the agent's just like, I can't make that work for you because you have no market history in those other markets. You have no box office history in those other markets. So I can't go in there demanding upfront money without any proof. And so that is where, you got to have the realistic expectations. My cat is trying to open the door.
Yo, that's a crazy cat right there. Respectfully, I don't want to be hurt by this man's cat. That motherfucker sounds powerful.
He's just really crafty and smart.
You got a door over there and shit. Yeah. Okay,
okay, there you go.
So for let's say it's a tour. Are you responsible? Do you put together the tour, or do you reach out to a promoter that is putting something together and say, I have so and so at this amount? What do you think?
It could be both, to be honest with you. A lot of times what we do is we'll go out and try to route a tour for an act. So we'll talk to different venues, different promoters in different cities and try to string together a series of shows. But you could also go to a promoter and the promoter could say, I want to do 15 cities or I want to do 10 cities, and then they'll put it together. And so then you're just negotiating with that one promoter.
What do you enjoy the most about it?
Surprisingly helping people. I think that for me,
I think it's just toss that cat. Like I'm
I'm
sorry. I couldn't unsee that.
Come here. You want to say hi since you're acting crazy? Okay, fine. Run away. So I think you know, it's just the whole thing can be interesting when you look at not only helping artists grow and become better artists or helping them reach their goals or obtain their goals, but also agents and young, music business people that come up through our training program or end up working with us, watching them grow and build. And so both of those things are really rewarding as a business owner.
Yo, how do you get into the voiceover game and shit like that? Where you just, it's either your hands or your voice, and you don't have to be bothered with people like knowing who you are.
That's a good question. I did work with an agent. His name was Roger Paul. Learned a lot from him. And he did that. He does that work, voiceover work. He actually even booked me for something probably about 6 or 7 years ago now. But, I think it's really about just having the talent, being able to submit them for the right opportunities. And now you're here. Okay. This is the menace here. Yeah, just, I think it's really about that, just being able to submit them for, various opportunities, things like that.
Yeah, that's the job I need right there. I can sit on my ass at home in front of a microphone and do commercials for people, and nobody bothers me when I go to the store.
Right?
Yeah, people are trash, man.
It is, yeah. It's not. I couldn't imagine being famous in today's world. It's too much. But some people are built for it.
Although I don't know, I think being famous 40 years ago was worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you think so?
Yeah, at least the internet gives people, which is a gift and a curse, but more of a proximity where it's not like seeing an alien.
That is true. Gives them a little bit more access. So
although that may give people a false sense of security, like we cool now. Like I know you because I follow you on Instagram.
I would say that more than anything.
Oh my God! So how do you tutor people on that happening?
I don't think you really can. I'm not a famous person, so it's hard for me to tutor other people on how to handle fame. I just think certain people have to be built for it, and there are certain people that know how to cope with it and internalize it or externalize whatever, and I'm just not one of those people, but more power to them, and that's why I'm here to help them.
Is there an artist from in history that you like, man, if I could go to that time frame, I'd love to be their booking agent?
Oh man, James Brown. And I got a chance to work for an agency that started out with James Brown. So for me, that was just like an honor and a privilege. But man, that man could put on a show. And I would love to have had the opportunity to book a show for him. Who else? Man, there's so many. There's literally so many that I would say, but that's probably at the top of my mind. You could probably say maybe Aretha Franklin or Pointer Sisters.
The Pointer Sisters?
Something like that, yeah. That would be kind of cool, man.
The Pointer Sisters? No, I'm sorry, man. Respect. I'm sorry, Pointer Sisters.
Like the old school groups?
I do, but you went from James Brown to Aretha to the.
Well, yeah, like the Supremes, like you in Detroit, like I would have loved to do any of the Motown stuff.
I don't know if I would fuck with the Supremes either. Just the reputation that Diana Ross has built up over the years. It's kind of, and I know it's wrong because it's hearsay, but it's really funky, and I don't think I would handle that well.
Well, I tell you, after you meet a lot of famous people, you realize they're just normal people, and normal people are all different. And I'll just leave it at that.
They say you should never meet your idols, and honestly, they are right. Because most people are disappointments. They are not the pleasant individual. It's like seeing Mr. Rogers call somebody a bitch.
It is. It'll wake you up. Like, wait a minute. You get a chance to peek behind the curtain. Yeah, I can tell you, even from my experience working in the music industry, there's definitely people that, I listen to more now because of the good things that they've done or because of how good of a person they are or some of the things I've seen them do for other people. And it makes you like, I'm going to go put their music on and listen to them more. So it kind of works both ways.
Really? Give me somebody that surprised you with their greatness in person.
Oh man, that's too hard. I don't want to put anybody like that.
But that's not putting anybody on front street. That's actually giving them a compliment.
They surprised me because I never want to put something on anybody to think that they're going to be a specific type of way. But
come on, bro, you can't be telling the truth right there, bro. Come on, man. You should be politically correct and shit. But there's some motherfuckers you be like,
I'm just being honest, man. I'm being honest. I wouldn't do that, but I can tell you some of the people that I've met who I thought were nice, and then I've heard other things about. Because I used to work at a gym called Equinox in New York, right in Manhattan. I can't even remember where it was, like Greenwich Village. And so I met a lot of stars while I was working at the gym. They would come in and I was responsible for scanning their card and checking them in and making small talk with them. And Alec Baldwin was one person who I spoke to for quite a long time. It was kind of cool, just a very happenstance, normal guy, and seemed very, very normal and cool. And it was really down to earth and easy to talk to. And so just stuff like that, I guess you could say that could be surprising because, you
your man's got a horrible reputation.
You said what?
You got a horrible reputation from what I've heard.
I know, exactly, right? And so that's the thing,
And a body, allegedly. But shout out to Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm sorry, man. You see the name, man. It's slightly petty. However, I got a question for you that I ask everybody that comes on the show. It has absolutely nothing to do with nothing, but here it goes. You're sitting on a park bench, and God sits down next to you, and he or she says you can ask them one question. What would it be?
I mean, obviously, the biggest question is what's the meaning of life? Why are we here? What's all of this have to do with everything? But if one were to assume that they understood, and for me, I feel like we're here to learn, experience different things, different aspects of life, and to fulfill our purpose. And so, for me, I might ask the question, how am I doing on my purpose? That might be something that I would ask, but that's a good question.
How do you think you're doing on your purpose?
I'm doing the best that I can.
Okay, let's take ourselves out of ourselves.
Yeah, okay.
And look over the history of you. And for your purpose, and just your purpose alone, what grade would you give yourself?
Right now, I'd give myself an A. Because I came from literally nothing with no investment and no rich parents, nobody giving me anything, and made my way to owning a company and representing well-known talent and giving others an opportunity to now earn money. So I got to give myself an A for that. But I am working on the A+.
Do you ever sit back and say just that? Like,
no, you made me say that. I try not to even think about it. I don't know why.
Not? I don't get that.
I
don't understand. I don't understand why people refuse to give themselves the flowers they've earned.
Yeah. My husband says that to me all the time. He actually put together a spreadsheet for me earlier showcasing our business growth just to put it in my face because I'm always just kind of like, but really on topic, have you been in my head moving around and thinking about what I'm thinking about? That was like really spooky. You even brought that up.
I just ask questions, bro.
I see.
Right. I try to talk about shit that's out of the norm, so to speak. And I don't try to dictate the conversation. I try to let the conversation dictate itself.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
So, so when he gave it to you and you looked at it, it's the first thing you thought.
Wow, I can't believe you took the time to put all this together.
That's pretty fucking dope. I'm gonna be honest. That says a lot of what he thinks of you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was and it's rewarding to have that and to have that backing. So, I feel very blessed about it.
At what point in life, like how old were you when you realized what your purpose was business wise?
How old was I?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that long ago. I'm 46 now, so it was 38. That's how long the company has been open.
And so what did you do before that?
I was working at another agency. It's where I cut my teeth and learned a lot, booking on the West Coast, which moved me from New York out to the West Coast. But I never wanted to start my own company. It was just something that kind of happened out of, I would say, necessity and happenstance. And, and I'm kind of glad it all happened. Well, I'm very glad it all happened now, but looking back at it, it wasn't a plan. It was, so to answer that question to truthfully, it was when I was 38, I was 2018. I think I was maybe. Yeah. So
where's the company in 10 years?
In 10 years, hopefully it's running itself so I can go on and do something else.
What do you want to be like? You want to own a studio? You want to I
want to get into real estate. I want to look at, getting into real estate, whether selling it or however I can invest, whatever that looks like. Potentially get into franchising. I really, really love frozen yogurt. So I would love to own like a yogurt land, like in the desert where people need it. Something like that, and just be adventurous. If I could open up, more music things, like if I could do a music venue out here in California and have it be like, I don't want to put my idea out there, but have it be like the first marijuana lounge with live music or performance, that would be something cool, but it would probably be a pretty large investment.
I would, and this is part because I've thought something similar. Mm-hmm. Only, I'm sure somebody with some actual money will take my fuck it. Just
I already put it up.
But I was thinking, okay, I would charge, like I would get marijuana artists to go to, let's say, Vegas, and I would fly fans of that person into Vegas and give them an intimate setting for an enormous fee. You get to smoke. Yeah. You get to smoke with that person. They perform, and it's not. It's more like they're in your living room. Like literally, I would rent a mansion and they would perform in the living room.
That'd be a great experience. Definitely would be a lot of money, but people got money, they pay for it. It's a service kind of like that out there now. I don't know if it goes that in depth, but I'll tell you, even Airbnb is getting into that now. You can go on Airbnb and look at their experiences now, and they have different experiences where you can like go to.
Really?
Yeah, you can go to France and pick grapes for wine, or you can go to Italy and make pasta.
That's just fucking dumb. I'm not going nowhere.
But there's a lot of that stuff is on there. Like, so I'm assuming they're going to eventually incorporate celebrity stuff.
I'm not paying you to go be a waiter. Pick grapes. That's crazy work.
Hey man, some people want to do that. They want to, go to a vineyard and see what it's like. And then drink the wine.
The fascination that some rich people have with poor people is crazy. You won't do shit for them, but you want to live like them for a minute. I don't do poor people shit. Well, I don't want them to touch me. Keep the brokies away. Like,
oh my God, that's funny.
How do you end up in Beverly Hills, though, bro? That's crazy.
To be honest, we we were living out here. So we were living in Hollywood, living in North Hollywood. I've lived in the Valley. I've lived, well, now I'm out in the Inland Empire. I think that's it for LA, but just trying to find something close to proximity to what we were doing, and something that we can kind of hold down for a while. And we were in North Hollywood for probably about 6 years, and then just recently moved to Beverly Hills.
You know, the crazy part about the Inland Empire is that came from prison.
Really?
Yes. I interviewed a brother a couple years ago that did, I think it was 26 years in the California prison system.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, because LA and like up north, like Oakland and all, they were like two different camps, and the people in the middle was kind of really getting fucked over. So they created what they call the Inland Empire, which was kind of like a few counties in between the major areas to band together. Yeah. Just
interesting. I know there's still, well, there isn't as much so, but there's a lot of gang activity out this way in the suburbs of LA, and especially even out in the desert.
Yo, that's great. Like, I'm upset that I'm hot. I don't have time to be mad at nobody. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm mad at the man upstairs. It's 100 degrees all summer. That's too much.
It gets really hot there. It's 120.
What do you miss about New York?
Oh, everything, man. That was definitely one of my favorite spots. Philly as well. But New York, the food, I'd probably say. There's a place there. If you ever go to New York, go to this place called Han Dynasty. It's a Szechuan. Oh my God, it's so good. And he started out in Philly, then he opened one in New York, and I'm waiting for him to come out west, but it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, one of the biggest things I miss about New York is the food. I also just miss walking the city. You could just leave on a Saturday and just go walk, go down to a Lower East Side, go to Chelsea, walk the Skyline, walk Harlem. And it was just a lot of fun to just get out and not have to kind of sit in traffic the way you do out here.
I like the anger in New York.
Oh, well, New York is real, and it's not anger for any reason. It's usually like
I woke up and I'm in New York, and I'm pissed about that.
But they just want to be. They're real. Like same with Philly, they're just real in your face, tell you exactly how they feel, what they think. They don't hold back, and I actually like that because you don't get that out here on the West Coast.
So it's the opposite out there.
I think so. Yeah. And you don't get as much. You get the fakeness, and then you don't get the real until later.
How do you determine how much an artist should get for a show?
Really based off of their ticket sales, their box office history, their real life demand. So, I mean, that's how we do it. It really is numbers based in that sense. So, yeah, to kind of go into more depth, if an artist is, even when we do work with developing acts, if we bring an artist to a market for the first time and they're willing to take a percentage deal to put numbers in that market, what I mean by that, there's no upfront money on the deal, but there's a chance for them to earn if they sell tickets. And let's say it's a 200 cap venue, and they go in there and they sell it out, and they'll probably walk with like $2,000 or something like that. But the next time they go back to that market, now we have a bargaining chip. Yeah, and we can say, all right, this is what they command in this market. And so sometimes it's just kind of difficult getting acts to really understand that. The ones that really do know how to build their box office history and keep their value out on the road. We're talking hard ticket shows. You got hard ticket shows, and then you have soft ticket shows. Soft ticket is like festivals or fair or amusement parks or parties or things like that, which a lot of artists covet those opportunities, but don't realize that they really don't do anything for their box office history and how we're able to market them as agents.
Because it's such a hodgepodge that you can't say specifically these people came to see me.
Exactly. And it's just like Rolling Loud. You can't say that you sold out Rolling Loud. Everybody was at Rolling Loud.
It's got it, but from an artist standpoint, it's like it's Rolling fucking Loud. I wanted that, you know. That's
of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but it's not gonna. You can't come off Rolling Loud and then say, all right, I'm going on tour playing 500 caps, and you've never been to any of those markets and you're commanding upfront money. That's where it gets a little. That's where you start to see people get colds and have the flu come up, and then they got to cancel the tour.
So wait a minute, people actually lie about shit to cancel his tour?
You hear that from me?
No. Oh, buddy. Okay, so and does it make, let's say in hip hop, if you're making Wiz Khalifa music as opposed to, I'm trying to think of somebody just really just gangster. I don't know what a name, just somebody completely same genre but completely different philosophies on how to go about this, but they got the same audience. Mm-hmm. Do they command the same dollar?
No, because it all depends on how they built their career and how they built their history.
Okay.
Which is why you'll see, artists that grew up coming out of the same living room. One's making, I'm not naming names, one's making $10 million a show, and the other one can barely get 500 a show. But they came from the same living room.
God damn, I got this. I got to research and shit. Let me get on Chat GPT real quick. God damn, that can't be too many people.
Man, it could be. It could be.
In the same living room, that's not too many people. But how? Like, what's your cut, or is that? Can you discuss that?
Yeah, we take a 10%, which is industry standard for talent agents, and that's 10% of the gross. So we don't we only commission off of ticket sales in the box office. So let's say in that same scenario, I bring an artist back in that 200 cap room. Mm-hmm. I negotiate $1,000 up front. And they sell it out again. Well, my commission for 1,000 would be 10%. Right. But if they sold it out and the artist ended up making 2,000, then my commission would jump from 100 to 200.
To 300.
So we are really in partnership with the artist, making sure that we're putting them in the right places to make money, so that we can make money as well. And we're straight commission, which is a lot different than most agencies. A lot of the agencies are on salary. That's why we take on artists a lot earlier and really work to try to build them just to, make money and to make a living and actually, build the artist team. So yeah.
Best advice merch wise.
Make sure you always have it, and especially if you're going to go pay somebody $5,000 to open, make sure you bring your merch there, make sure it's good merch, and make sure you have a good marketing plan and try to sell it, because that's a nice revenue stream. And that's one of the things that we do not commission off of. We don't commission off merchandise. We don't commission off of
why not
either. Like if we get them a hotel buyout or a flight buyout, we don't commission off of that either. I'm an artist myself. I was a hip hop artist when I was in high school. Okay. And so when I got into this business, it was about protecting the artist. And what we work on, we take a commission off on. The other stuff, the management can take a commission off on, so it's not, there's certain places that an agent shouldn't really overstep. And I think that taking merch cut, that has nothing to do with me as an agent. Taking a cut of your hospitality, your food or your travel, I don't need to eat off that. Just the ticket sales.
Yeah, that's reason number 8,080 why I'm not an agent. I'm on your ass.
You like, give me everything.
Right. You bought a pack of socks, you owe me a pair.
Hey, you'd be a good manager. And managers take a percentage of everything.
Do you ever like you see a really talented artist with a really horrible manager and you want to say something but you don't?
Oh man, I think that's happened to everybody in the industry.
It's that bad?
Well, you know, I mean, like we said, these are all human beings. Everybody's not going to be great, unfortunately. And you know, let's talk about a lot of times, especially in the world of hip hop, there's trust issues. You know, I don't want to trust some dude in a suit. Yeah. I'd rather hire my cousin. You know, I trust my cousin. And so then that becomes your manager, and your cousin may not be ready for what's coming down the road or be able to handle,
and you don't want
high pressure situation. So, you know, that happens all the time. I'm not dogging anybody who's got their cousin as a manager. I'm just saying that's a good example.
This motherfucker's gonna be looking at this like ain't mad at you made my cousin fire me, bro.
No, not saying that. No. Just know what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. Know what you're doing. Please.
Yo, and first and foremost, well, past the first part, but if nobody's told you today, man, I'm proud of you.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Thank you. I need to start absorbing that instead of pushing it away. So I appreciate it.
How long do you want to be in the business?
Oh man, this is me. This is who I am. So I don't really see retirement. As long as I can type on the keyboard, answer emails, and read.
For an actor, is there an actor out there that you like, man, or actress? I would love to book them. I mean, outside of the obvious, like Michael B. Jordan or Denzel.
All right, take away Denzel.
I mean, because I can look at Denzel, bro. Like, I'm a functioning idiot. Like, I can.
People I would love to work with. I would love to work with Beyonce. Let me just say that. So, Beyonce, if you listening, we're a Black-owned talent agency. I would love to just book one show for you or just help you in any way, shape, or form. But there's a ton of people. Actors, man, see, I worked under a lady that managed a lot of actors and actresses, and I learned a ton from her. And I think that for me, I love comedy, so it would probably have to be somebody in that realm. I don't know. I'm having a hard time picking, to be honest with you, because there's so many people. But
Jamie Foxx would be a good one.
Who's that?
Jamie Foxx.
Oh, Jamie Foxx would be dope. Jamie Foxx would be amazing. God, it's so many. I'm trying to think of who exactly. I mean, I'd love to help Kiki do more stuff. I work with her on the music side, but I think she's amazing.
Really? What's she like?
Very down to earth and normal, just like she is. She's her real self.
Oh, because I did not like the whole baby daddy thing. Oh, that's just man, that's just. And and she seems very out. Before then, she seemed very, tangible, very down to earth. She was like Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole seems like somebody you could hang out with.
I've never met her.
Yeah. But just what you see on the TV, she seemed like somebody you could sit on the porch, have a couple of drinks, and enjoy life with. Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of the people portray themselves. Who else is they got a TV show right now? Oh my God, husband and wife. Why am I forgetting who it is?
The white couple.
No, R&B singers. Why am I forgetting who it is? Anyway.
Oh, Ashanti and Nelly.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we watched some of that. It seemed pretty normal. I've never met either one of them, by the way, but
Man's is nasty work though. He did the whole Trump thing, man, and
I know.
he been angry that black people mad at him for doing that shit.
No, I gotta say no. That's wrong. And stay off them Trump tickets.
If you're gonna do it, just be like, yeah, nigga, it was a bag.
Yeah, be honest. Exactly.
Don't try to tell me it was, some false sense of it's the president. That fuck all that.
No. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, there's a few artists that upset me over the Trump train. I don't want to go down that. Don't get me started on Trump.
There's a different, it's Teflon. Fucking Snoop. Snoop is that nigga. The same shit. He did the same shit.
He did. And he got a lot of flack for it online. People came out.
He got flack for 20 minutes. Now he's still catching heat about the shit.
Yeah.
There's a difference in how you build your brand.
Oh, absolutely.
And Snoop has built his brand in a way that outside of some extremely criminal, outlandish, freaky, nasty, puffy shit, he seems to be Teflon.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I just think it's the way he comes across is very genuine, and that kind of helps people put him in a place, of understanding. All right, it's Snoop.
I wish I could get that. Oh, it's just Jobs. Right. I don't know who is his representation, because they do a fucking phenomenal job.
That's Snoop. That's all. He's a legend himself.
Have you ever had to make excuses that made you feel uncomfortable for one of your artists?
Oh yeah, I definitely had. And I try not to make excuses, because then you're going down the road of lying to people. But I've definitely had to smooth things over that I wish I never had to have, not going to name names, but, had someone show up extremely late to a show that was across the border, and had to deal with something there. But it's been a couple different times, I'll say.
Well, I mean, that seems kind of like, I don't know, artistry. Ain't everybody late?
Well, you're dealing with, again, it's a people business. So you're dealing with it. Just like an assistant at a company has to cover up for their boss. They're late for a meeting. It's the same thing.
Yo, whoever is representing Lauryn Hill deserves the biggest bonus on the planet. Because your girl never shows up, or shows up 87 weeks late and still gets booked. Shout out to you. You're the real MVP. I'm sorry, Isaac. I didn't mean to put you in that rant right there. It has nothing to do with Isaac Gordon. This is all the thoughts of Jobs. I don't. Nobody pulling shit up. You're like, wait a minute. What you had to do? He didn't have nothing to do with that.
Nope, not me. I ain't trying to have her come after me.
Yo, does the political correctness bother you sometimes?
Oh, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I feel like you got to give the energy you want to get, and so I try to do that as well. But yeah, do I enjoy making fun of certain things, like people showing up 5 hours late for a show, and the stadium's half empty? Of course,
half is generous. It was like 3 people.
But I think that whole show was off from what I read. I think the whole festival was just off. So I don't know what happened there.
What was nasty work is they let Target do some sponsoring. And what ended up happening was they hid the sponsorship in a lot of shit, or they changed it. It wasn't the bright red logo, it's a black logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did nasty shit.
They took their money.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes. And I know somebody that was there personally that went and seen this shit personally with their own 2 eyeballs.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Where you from, bro?
I mean, I guess people.
Where you from?
I grew up in Akron, so yeah, Akron, Ohio, not too far from you guys. And I think you're in Detroit, right?
Well, no, I'm in Cleveland. I'm from Detroit.
Oh, you're in Cleveland. Oh, well, yeah. Grew up where you are.
Yeah. No. Okay. Oh, and I'm on the east side of Cleveland. They don't.
East side. Actually, I lived in Beechwood during the pandemic. I was over there in that area, but I grew up in Copley. You might know where that is if you know Cleveland. That's West Akron, Fairlawn.
Man, this nigga been rich since he came out the womb. He went from Beechwood to Beverly Hills and Beechwood, buddy.
Beechwood is a ritzy place, but that's later in life. Like I said, I grew up in Akron.
I mean, well, we know there's different Akrons. Was it the LeBron Akron or the other Akron?
It was I wouldn't say it was LeBron Akron. LeBron grew up in a worse situation than I did, but I wasn't too far off. But I grew up in Copley, so suburb of Akron, West Akron, but we weren't rich at all.
Do you go back?
Yeah, I go back to Akron usually when there's a funeral, sadly. I just told my family, I was like, y'all need to come out here because it's like every time I go back there, it's depressing. But yeah, I've definitely been back. And like I said, I lived there during the pandemic.
Yo, man, that was an interesting time to be alive. Yo, I want to thank you. I can't possibly thank you enough for stopping by, man. This has been a thoroughly enjoyable conversation.
No, thank you for having me, man. And I'm sorry I was running a little late. Just appreciate being on. Please tell Karita I said thank you as well.
Yeah, thank you, Karita. I have the best manager in the history of the galaxy and the solar systems.
I love it.
If people want to book you to help book them, how they go about reaching out to you?
We have an email. We listen to everything, so it's just demos, DEMOS, and that's at breakpointbooking.com. So you just demos at breakpointbooking.com. Email us. Please don't send like MP3s or attachments. Just send us links to your page, whether that's Spotify or Apple Music or Instagram. Yeah, we listen to everything, especially if it's not hip hop.
Oh, well, damn. That's fine.
No, I'm kidding. We just get so much hip hop. You just got to be really good.
Oh, yeah. I'm not even gonna go down that talked enough shit. Anyway, we're gonna get off of Beyonce's internet. Yo, truly appreciate you, brother. And if there's anything possible that I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I got you.
No, I appreciate it. Very nice meeting you and chatting with you. Let's not be strangers.
Yo, what's your cat's name? We didn't get the name.
Comet the Space Kitty.
Not like Common the rapper, the Space. This nigga got a middle name and the Space Kitty.
Yeah, because when he's a little kitten, he looked like a little dust ball from space.
That's actually kind of fucking dope, though. Common the Space Kitty. Oh my god! Let me go laugh at my dog for having a simple name like this.
I got one of him. Oh, he's here. He's passed out. This is Jameson.
Oh wow, he looks like Jameson too, bro. Yeah, very sophisticated. I do apologize if I offended you, Jameson. Anyway, I'm out of here, man.
I just woke him up. He was dead asleep.
You have a phenomenal evening on purpose, bro. And yeah, don't be a stranger, man. We got you.
Take care.
All right, no doubt. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, I got to get out of here. I got a few minutes. I got a good hour before we got another episode of Intellectually Petty. And I hope I am pronouncing the brother's name right. Drew Reeves. Why the fuck? Okay. Anyway, this is Jobs. This has been another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. I'll see y'all at 7 o'clock. I'm out. Shout out to Isaac Gordon, too. That was a hilarious fucking interview.